That's just what happens when we message a bunch of random people. Some players are interested in 2v2, some are not.
Maybe Zerg hates 2v2 on the professional level. Well, maybe we'll find out why.
I thought Zerg was, like, considered to be pretty good in 2v2, but...
I don't know.
Alright, here we are. It is a best of 5 between all these great StarCraft 2 players. There's, like, some of all my favorite players here. In the bottom right-hand side of the map, we do have the lone Zerg. It's Elazer, and his teammate, the young French Terran, Clem.
Yeah, I love both these guys. And in the top right, we've got the Red Terran player. He is Soul, the winner. Previous Afreeca World, man.
Yeah.
And his teammate, the Blue Protoss, Harstem, a fan favorite to be sure.
Yeah, all these guys have played in their regular Afreeca World 2 Cups at one point or another, and now they are here in the Afreeca World 2v2 Cup.
So no pull first here out of a laser going for the hatch at 16 supply. So no crazy shenanigans at least.
And such a kind Zerg, leaving the back base for Clem.
Yeah, he wants to spread that creep anyway.
You do.
I like to expand out there regardless.
That is one of the things which can be a bit of a pain if you're on a team with a Zerg in 2v2. When they start creeping up the place.
Yeah, you're trying to wall and then there's creep and you can't complete the wall.
You're like, huh, wow, this sucks.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And then your opponent's like, wait, what do you need a wall for?
Exactly.
Because they're a Zerg and they don't understand. Although Zergs build walls sometimes.
Sometimes. But I can't think of a time in a team game where I prevented a wall from coming up and it's really mattered all that much.
Yeah,
so,
it actually doesn't really happen much. Zergs tend just to not spread creep too much. Before things get started up too much, ladies and gentlemen, check out that match arena if you like. The replays are up for grabs, or you can just support the event in multiple ways there. Third base is on the way for a laser. All the while, Clem is making a few Marines and then finishing up his factory. His starport got his CC on the way. Harstem, the Protoss player, gets to take the Nexus at the back.
The secret hidden base that everybody knows about.
Yes, it's not so secret. It's just there.
Protected, I think is a better way to put it.
Makes life very, very nice for a Protoss player.
Harstem's tossing up an Oracle and try to get some murderation on the other side of the map. And an Adept Reaper attack coming on in.
Oh man, that's the thing of nightmares right there.
I know, right? Both your least favorite things together at last.
I know, look at this. Soul making some Hellions. So Adepts and Hellions really lending towards map control for Harstem and Soul so far.
Yeah, it really would have to be Speedlings getting a big surround on that, or maybe some Roaches could handle it. As a Rotorn is coming in from a laser.
Yeah, and oh, look at this. The Hellions and Adepts are moving in together. And all of a sudden the Lings are like, uh-oh.
Yeah, we need more Queens than this. There you go. Get some Marines up.
Some pretty decent shots on the Marines, too.
They do, but they can't really stand and fight. This is more of like a attack-run sort of deal.
Oracle also harassing a little bit. Soul also going for a Cloak Banshee behind this, so very, like, assertive then with harassment behind it from Soul and Harstem.
Yeah, Speedlings are out. Roaches are going to pop. That should shut down this aggression from Harstem and Soul. Roaches are an answer to everything that we're seeing from Team North here. And Clem decides maybe let's move out. Let them dance all they want. Let's go.
Yeah,
the Roaches are going too.
Siege tanks and Roaches going to be saying, hey, how's it going?
Wow, this is interesting. They didn't even bother dealing with the harassing units. They're just going.
Yeah, they're just... All right, wow. The Adepts can try and trade with the Lings, but few of them are getting caught, and all of a sudden this very scary army is just rolling up onto Soul and Harstem's base. One of the questions is, where is that Banshee from Soul? It's going for some counter harassment, which can be very good. However, there is a Spore Crawler in the main base, so the damage it'll get done there is limited. And then there's this big old attack.
Yeah, this is the 2v2 stuff. The 5-minute push with everything from one of the teams going for it here. Adepts aren't going to hold. The tank is probably going to get corrosive biled, and in fact, it dies before any biles hit it at all. Third base from Harstem's going to die, maybe a little bit too greedy. And then Soul also might lose his natural. He really has nothing to protect it, but we're coming up the ramp regardless.
Yeah, this is all of a sudden just a lot of Zerg into the main base of Soul. Oracles can definitely help out, zapping away on those Lings. The Adepts trying to buffer. The siege tank of Soul, though, is going to go down. He'll have another Banshee that pops out to help out, too. If that Banshee can get on the tanks, that would really help out, but Clem knows the importance of that, and as a result, just has a scan waiting. And
yeah, I mean, these tanks are unopposed. The Ravagers are handling the Immortal just fine.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
Soul's down to 27 supply and 17 SCVs. I mean, Harstem's okay economically, but he's got tanks and Ravagers murdering all the stuff.
Yeah,
so.
and he's fighting with just probes.
Yeah.
Looks like ElazerClem with the Killer's Instinct going to take map number 1. GG.
There we go. Bit of a delayed GG there, but ElazerClem with the Marine tank, Roach Ravager, Ling attack at 5 minutes gets it done. Beautiful stuff there. Cranky Hero in chat says that apparently, if you're trying to log into Afreeca TV and sign up, gave them a Canadian phone number to register, and they wouldn't accept it.
That's really
until he
weird.
changed it. Until he changed his country to the United States, and even though he was using a Canadian number, then it worked.
Huh, that's kind of weird because Canadian and US numbers both start with a 1.
What was that you cut out there?
That's weird because Canadian and US numbers both start with a 1.
Right. So I think it was just basically if you say you're Canadian, they don't want you watching, which is odd because you're Canadian.
I doubt that's the case.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I gave a phone number when I registered. So who knows?
I just log in with Twitter. That's all it took for me. The Afreeca app is working for Copenhagen DOS today, which is fantastic. Good to see you, Copen.
Yeah, if you or anyone does have connection issues or anything like that, you can always just take a screenshot, send it my way or whatever on Twitter, and we'll happily pass that along. As, they're always working on the site, trying to improve it. And we'll just make sure everyone's ready, and then we'll get on into the next game.
It's going to be on Emerald City, which again kind of sucks for Ling early attacks, but Nidases are viable. We'll see how it works out. Did 2v2s with a fellow Zerg player, and I would go 13-12 Nidus, which hits really early, and then my teammate would go like 4 or 5 hatch before pool. It worked out pretty well sometimes. It was fun.
All right. Away we go into the next match. Big thanks to everyone for coming out for this 2v2 Cup. Something a little bit different, but we are having a good time, that's for sure.
Delicious game number 1 there. ElazerClem, kind of feeling like favorites. That was a really, really strong push.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. Here we are. In the top left-hand side of the map, it is Soul, and then Harstem.
And way down on the other side of this huge map, we've got Elazer. And we also have Clem.
Cranky Hero saying there's not enough 2v2 out there. Well, let your friends know that it's going on. Tune in. Leave like a thumbs up, share the stream. That's the best way you can support it. And if 2v2 gets love, there'll be more of it. And that's a fact.
Unassailable, even.
Man, 2v2 maps are so big. So big.
A lot of them, I mean, yeah. Some are bigger than others, but yeah, this one's huge. It's just kind of fun, because, like, as a Zerg player, I don't really notice map size all that much, because Zerg units are fast.
This is a fact.
Yeah, but I can totally understand where Protoss is like, it'd take me how long to get across the map?
3 years later. Yeah, you're probably not going to go for like a blink stalker all in or something, because if that fails, your guys probably aren't getting home.
Right.
It is a long retreat.
Not on this map.
So it'll be curious to see how these players open up. I liked the sort of aggressive posturing from souLHarstem, using the Adepts and the Hellions in synergy. And then they just died.
Got All Gonna Die here from Beastie Stream. What's
Hello
up,
there.
All Gonna Die? A key quoting me out of context.
Some are bigger than others. Falcon 2020. You heard it here first. Soul's Reaper getting shown to the door by Clems. This is actually just insane how good these players are that we have playing 2v2 right now.
Uh-huh. They are elite. They have good teamwork. They work together. I'm sure they're communicating over Discord or something.
Yeah.
Skype, maybe.
Probably lots of yelling at each other.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm losing my third base. Get over here.
But I'm being dropped in my main. That's how my 2v2s can go, though.
Yep.
Back in the good old days when you'd play team games with your friends, but you really knew nothing about Starcraft. It's just a fun hot mess.
Yeah, so much a mess. But yeah, look, I mean, Clem's not even really trying to wall at all. He understands.
No,
I got a
he's
Zerg
like,
teammate.
I'm with
Walls
a
are for...
Zerg.
Doesn't matter anymore.
The creep is my wall. The bug meat shield will be my wall.
I wonder if that's kind of nice for him. He's gonna have to worry about where to wall or how to wall or...
No.
Just build stuff wherever. It's fine. Just be Zerg.
It's got to be kind of weird, because if you don't wall as a Terran, you probably feel kind of naked.
Yeah. But at the same time, yeah. You don't have to worry. It's nice.
Yeah. You wouldn't not wall versus a Zerg, but there's no Zerg on their enemy team, so...
Yeah.
Live free.
Hellions are being annoying, but Elazer's making 6 drones at a time, so I'm not sure he's super concerned about it.
Not at all. This time, Clem is going for the Cloak Banshee.
Yes, Cloak Banshee gonna shut this down pretty well, but guess who's already got Phoenix out and Revelations available? It's Harstem.
That's what we like to see from Harstem. Phoenix are just so good in 2v2. Defending drops all over the place. He's already going for a Robo, so I doubt we'll see like that mass Phoenix shenanigans. Banshee suddenly shows up for Clem, is gonna say, hey, give me all your probes.
There's no cannon, there's no shield battery. This is so brutal for Harstem.
And there's the recall to shut this down, but this is gonna be a fair few dead probes. 6,
Revelation cast, and the Banshee ends up getting a bunch.
8 probes in all. That Banshee, she put in the work to fly all the way around this giant map. But, definitely worth it.
Paid off in the end. Harstem has fewer workers than anybody. Which, as a Protoss, is not where you want to live.
Oh, Burrow Roach coming out of a laser. I like this.
It's shenanigans. I think it officially classifies as such.
It does. Because you know what the nice thing about Burrowed Roaches is that you send like 3 to every mineral line of your opponent. There's twice as many mineral lines.
And then everybody rage quits.
Yep. popping on in, saying, hey, how's it going? There is an ever so slight tell on roaches when they've got burrow, but it is like so minimal. In fact, I'm excited to look at these roaches to see if I can even tell when it finishes. I just remember pro players complaining about that once.
That you could tell?
Because of skins that they claimed that you couldn't.
Oh, okay. I think one of my favorite one of those is the Ultralisks. When they have anabolic synthesis, they have like little air trails coming behind them showing how fast they're going. It's great.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They're like whoosh, whoosh.
The wind gliding off their backs.
That might be my favorite one.
Okay, so on top of going for burrowed roach, Elazer is also
Swarm Host Nidus.
Swarm Host Nidus.
Everyone's favorite strategy. I'm sure chat will be filled with people excited to see Swarm Host Nidus. Harstem is just getting wrecked economically.
Banshee and a Nidus going up in his main base.
He's got a shield battery now, but if there are 2 Banshees, it doesn't matter. Nidus comes up, but nothing comes out of it.
Oh, a Zealot does find this other one, which is important. But yeah, there was never actually roach burrowed movement that was researched, so I correct myself on that.
Ah. It's just the burrow.
Just the burrow. Carriers on the way for Harstem. This is what I want to see. In the game of Ultimate Late Game, what's better? Protoss and Terran late game, or Zerg and Terran late game?
I'm gonna say Zerg Terran.
Really?
Yeah, Vipers are really good right now.
Yeah, Vipers are really good.
If you can abduct your enemy into like a million siege tanks, that's bad for them.
That is true. But then at the same time, Tempests are pretty good. And so are High Templar.
They are.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be curious.
I think so. I think it'll be good either way.
Clem with his Mass Cyclone is kind of cool.
Yeah, he's race car meching it here.
Yeah, we'll see if it's able to get a lot of value or anything like that. All the while, Harstem does have out his pretty high Phoenix count.
He's just trying to basically protect these Nidus networks, which is pretty awesome. These Nidus worms. Here we go. First round of Alokas going for something. I don't know what. The Phoenix are going to try to kill them, and they do a pretty good job of it. Hellbat's on the ground here to help out too, but at least one tank goes down. The other one is severely injured, but pretty well defended for how terrible a situation that was. Harstem has some thoughts or questions.
A little bit of BM there, questioning their attack.
I wonder if he's wondering why Clem's going race car mech. It really doesn't make any sense versus a Terran and a Protoss army.
No, I think
I don't
them
think.
just attacking on it. Oh, Soul adding in, aiding his teammate. Saying, what you guys doing? Oh, Soul. What a god.
Wow. Wow. Soul is mad already. We just started this thing, man.
Oh, we just started it.
Does he consider Swarm Host Nidus all in? Maybe.
I guess he's referring to the last game.
Yeah. But I mean...
They just, like, shut down their attack this game, so they're like, oh, scrubs, come at me.
Suppose that's one way to look at it. The laser's at 191 supply. Again, a lot of it is Swarm Host, which is dead supply most of the time. But still, he's doing all right. 66 workers. Harstem's at 72 probes, despite the fact that he's lost 22 of them so far, which you wouldn't think would be good, but he's okay.
Chrono Boost is good, man.
Yeah, good unit.
I'm more impressed by the fact that Harstem's up to 6 carriers, and there's essentially very minimal anti-air from the enemy team, as a matter of fact. Like, there's actually, like, no significant anti-air. There's a couple of Thors and some Hydras from a laser, a couple of Vikings, but anything that beats 6 carriers, I ain't really seeing. Maybe the Vipers with Abducts can do it.
Yeah, the Parasitic Bomb, the Abducts. The Widowmine shots on these carrier interceptors. Okay,
Hey,
let the chaos
there goes
begin.
the Vipers. They're going to want to pick up some of them carriers, but they actually just get killed by the Phoenix.
Yeah, they abduct one carrier, but that's it.
Oh, Harstem.
I think there is enough anti-air to deal with the
Bringing a bit of
interceptors.
spice. Yeah, the interceptors do have to be rebuilt, but the attack is still moving forward.
Yeah, interceptor count not healthy right now.
One with his mass Thor, but then is dealing with the carriers, but then there's Soul with the tanks. Oh man. This is partially why I wanted a 2v2 cup, for a bit of the spice.
I don't know about this Hydra play from a laser.
No, Hydras are a little bit too squishy.
A laser dealing with an attack up in the top right there. Finally gets it cleaned out. Locust coming in. That's a dead Nexus. That is dead Nexus count. Unless they work on the Zealots.
Yeah, the Zealots having a bad time.
They don't have enough time. If they'd gone for the Nexus, they would have taken it down, but instead they got the Zealots first.
Yeah.
And lost it.
There is always the next wave of Locust that can help take care of that, but a base gets killed in exchange. More harassment going on as well, some roaches.
And Laser's going for lurker range. Which is interesting. Abducting some of the tanks, some of the Thors into these Hydras.
Lurkers just aren't good versus this, though.
No.
Like, what do you need the Lurkers for? They don't really cut it versus tanks.
Locust attack coming up at the 9 o'clock left side.
Yeah, Harstem's just like all but abandoned this base essentially.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
The Nidus has been dealt with finally, so now these players can focus 100% on their big attack. And this is going to be very, very tough for ElazerClem to stop. Time Warp gets tossed down. The Thor is becoming incredibly slow.
Yeah. Look at the slow lurkers just derping. Derp, derp, derp.
Like they are walking in mud. The carriers can also just bounce around to the bases now. The attack from souLHarstem just seems to be unstoppable from the perspective of Clem and Elazer right now. Elazer, he's going to try and go for another Nidus counterattack, but it's still very tough for these players to do much of anything.
It is. Thor count pretty scary. Lurkers making it hard for the tanks to really move in.
Yeah, but there's
not enough Hydra
and interceptors right now.
Yeah, the Thors are trying to get in there, but that is mass carrier right here.
The problem is they're not even focusing down the carriers really. If they had used their splash, they maybe could have killed all the interceptors, but they didn't. They kind of middle of the roaded it.
Yeah, a little bit of a desperation parasitic bomb toss down doesn't do a whole ton. And suddenly ElazerClem are down to 130 supply individually here.
The Locust have done a fair bit of damage, but yeah, all players are down on supply but Soul, so that is good for his team. And the carriers really are unstoppable, it would seem.
Yeah, this carrier group, no corruptors to deal with them at all. Very strange. No. The Viking count doesn't seem that high for Clem either.
Carriers are really just given... Yeah, they're really just giving Clem and Elazer the classic 2v2 experience right here.
Soul just finished up a fusion core.
Oh, we could see some more BCs. More BCs.
We could.
But it doesn't really matter at this point.
No. It really doesn't matter. Again, the Hydras are bad against carriers. I don't know what to tell you. They're bad.
No mule? Okay. I think we're going to see a mule by the end of this series from Soul.
Feeling it.
Yeah.
Feeling it. Yeah, man. Harstem lost a base, lost a ton of probes. Didn't matter. Got the carrier group up, and there just wasn't an answer from Clem or Elazer. That was nuts. No corruptors, no Vikings. Like, those are kind of important ingredients if you're going to take that ball down. So we'll see what happens here in the next game. 15-minute macro game. It does go the way of the Protoss Terran team. Elazer looked real scary in game 1, not so much in game number 2. The Swarm Host Locusts did, or the Swarm Host Nidus did not win the game. Got Tamarkin coming into chat asking, is this a broadcast? It is a broadcast. It's live. It is a live stream. Everybody is playing in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Matcherino. If you're interested in throwing some money into the prize pool for these players, just up above the chat there,
Yeah.
you can find the link. No free coupon codes anymore, which is a bit of a bummer, but you can still throw $1 or $2 their way and make them more interested in and participating in a future Afreeca event. And that's generally how that Matcherino works.
Okay, we'll get everyone on in the lobby, and then we will make sure we are good to go. So Sol and Harstem managed to tie it up in that last game. Did he drop a mule? No, he didn't.
Not that I saw, no.
I just think Sol is going to drop a mule. And I'm just having fun with this 2v2 cup. This is fun to watch.
Me too. All right, everyone's in. Harstem, pending.
Pending.
Let's go.
Okay. Looks like everyone but Harstem's in.
Lobby bug.
Yeah, make sure to check out Falcon Paladin and I on Twitter. We have been commentating these for quite a while now.
Not even sure how long it's been. There we go.
It's been going on over 3 years now, I think. Or around 3 years.
I haven't been doing it the whole time, have I?
No, you joined,
No.
I want to say around like 20 or something, maybe? Probably around event 20.
That sounds about right.
We will make sure that everyone is ready. We have Clem being ready. We have Sol being ready. We have Elazer confirming he's ready to go.
Is Sol speaking for Harstem?
Sometimes they do, but I like to make sure. All right. There's the go-go.
Hey, all gonna die. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for promoting my YouTube a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good place. New Starcraft cast every day of the week. Some of it's Brood War, which you guys might not care about, but a lot of Starcraft too.
You've been doing it for a long time.
It's true. 5 years now, almost. 5 years.
Holy cow, that is some dedication.
Last week of February is my 5-year mark.
That is some Starcraft clout right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Overgrown Facility is the map. This is a fun one. In the top right, it's Elazer. And that means his teammate is nearby, who is Clem.
Yeah, everyone has their own bases in this one. In the bottom left, we've got the purple Terran. He is Sol. And his teammate, not too far away, but not right next door either, it is Harstem.
This 2v2 map has been around a hot minute. But I honestly think it's always a fun one. The players being split up in their bases can make things a little bit wacky. Then there's also the rocks, which expose one of the players' bases on the map, which is a unique element, but then it also gives you access to a Xel'Naga tower. There's a lot of airspace to harass on this map, and really only like 2 pathways to attack in, or 2 valleys that you have to go through if you want to attack in.
Yeah. It's pretty narrow that way. Not much ground attack at all.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of places for carriers to hide, though. Kind of high ground for them to sit on. Good places for Swarm Host Nidus, too. We might see that again out of Elazer.
Okay, you want to know what I think's nuts? Harstem did not wall off.
Nope.
Despite playing against a Zerg.
He wants to die?
And this is a map which you get a free natural, so that's a little bit nutty in my opinion. A little bit nutty. Okay, he's gonna throw up another pylon, so he will wall off eventually, I guess.
Yeah, I got... Like, you can get away with it. If you're not getting 12 pooled, which he gambled he wasn't, and he wasn't.
Harstem goes for a Stargate. This is definitely a good map for that. The Lasers Overlord is going to show up. See Harstem and say, "What? You didn't wall off in a 2v2?"
So far, not dead. So that's it's a good way to live. That is a 2-base lair from a laser.
That is a very, very quick lair.
I'm sort of feeling Swarm Hosty. And an Overlord in position down there to set up a Nidus.
You could be absolutely right.
Yeah. It's a lot of dark areas that aren't quite visible all the time.
There's the Roach Warren. Let's keep an eye on what Clem's doing. Clem's going for a 2-1-1. Which can be a very powerful build, because the Marines add so much DPS, so if you get Stim Marines and then like some Zerg Roaches into buffer for them, that is going to be such a lethal timing.
Could be hard to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without question.
Harstem, he has made
There's your
himself
Nidus network.
a single Oracle. And that's going to be heading towards the Laser's base. But there's 3 Queens in position to potentially deal with this.
Game paused.
Oh, we have a pause play from Harstem.
Is everything okay, Harstem? Just want to make sure I'm in my Oracle game face here. Sure. Maybe his cat jumped on his lap.
Game resumed.
Okay.
Alright, so Oracle's swinging on in. Again, like you said, there are queens. We're ready to rock, though.
Oh, look at this, though. Soul just going to dive on in with his Hellions. They now know that there's a Nidus network, but how much damage can these Hellions, and even two Adepts diving in, before a laser even starts firing up some Roaches, really? Oh, this could be some big damage getting done, and this is all of a sudden going to make a laser very, very all-in, who is essentially going to have no workers.
Yeah, he's at 7 drones.
Yeah, all Clem and Harstem, or all Soul and Harstem really need to do now is hold on. The Nidus has been seen. Harstem is going to say, uh-oh, as he is having Roaches and Queens pile into his natural. Now, this is just about all we'll see from a laser since he doesn't have much of an economy. Harstem's trying to make another Oracle. He's trying to get out an Immortal. Soul has also come in to help out his teammate. A Nidus, though, is going to go into Soul's base. It's having beacons put all over it. As they're like, Nidus, Nidus, Nidus.
Desperation Nidus. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't throw down a creep tumor there.
Yeah, there is a siege tank and a bunker from Soul, though, so a very wise decision on that front. And, oh, this Nidus could actually just get picked off here.
Oh, and everyone is left behind. These queens versus an Immortal, not going to be too bad. Not incredible, but not terrible either.
Oh, look at this, though. Harstem taking more abuse as the Roaches, the Stim Marines, are going to be sandwiching him here.
Clem showing up to the party.
Yeah.
Oh, guess one of Soul's tanks. Oh, this is nuts. Clem with the support that was needed. The laser's not even rebuilding his economy. He's just making stuff right now.
Taking
which is
a lot of damage.
Harstem's down to 16 probes, and not really mining at all either because they're all just hanging out. And then we escape in the Nidus. Go some. I mean, this is This is nuts. This is crazy 2v2 stuff right here. Again,
Yeah.
okay, so Laser is starting to drone back up again a little bit, but Soul's at 40 workers, Clem's at 40 workers. This might just be a bit of a TBT while everyone else tries to get their economy back.
It very well could be. Both players really bruised and battered, while the two Terrans kind of just doing their own thing. I think Harstem is in a bit of a better spot than a Laser, though. So I'd say Harstem Soul have the lead here. Scan goes down. Just to keep an eye on what their opponent is up to. A drop and a Nidus at the natural base of Soul. Bit of synergy going on between a Laser and Soul right now, or between a Laser and Clem. The tank's getting set up, we'll shut down the Nidus.
The natural enemy of the Nidus Worm, the Siege Tank. Does he have a boost? He does. Oh my gosh, the
Phoenix are
jukes.
fast, though. He ain't getting away.
I mean, the Marines are going to try to kill what they can while they can. They're going to get a couple more probes. Dude, Clem's value on this drop is insane. Another Nidus coming up.
Probe. Another one. That Marine a hero.
Harstem now has the fewest numbers of workers of anybody at 23.
He does. A Laser.
Laser's magically back up at 37 on 2 bases.
Yeah, he droned. He droned hard.
His index have been good.
Now he's going to be getting towards the third base, so Harstem really did take a beating, and he does not have a lot going for himself this game. He's got a Stargate, he's building a Forge, but besides that, not a lot for him. So it really is going to be a lot of pressure on his teammate Soul to get something done this game. I believe Soul absolutely can, as this map is really just drop city, but it's still going to be a tall order. As even on 40 drones or so, a Laser can make a good number of roaches. Soul's moving out with his Marines, but he can't take this fight.
Hey, look who's getting more removed this time.
He is.
Yeah. All right.
I can finally see the tunneling claws graphic. Clem is new Maru, says Kipperman. He's young, he plays Terran. So, and he's very fast, so he could be. Soul's trying to secure up a third base. That's going to be quarter past not happening. He's also going to be going for a drop towards the third base of a Laser, and the Laser has some roaches, but they are not in position to defend this third base, so this could be a dead hatchery for the Zerg player. Drops moving out all over the place. A little bit crazy. That hatchery did indeed die.
That's a big deal for a Laser. He wants those 3 bases at 9 minutes. Probably wants even a 4th or a 5th base, maybe. More Nidus shenanigans, though. I heard you loading into that Nidus network. Where are you?
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
It is important to note that Clem has been macroing up, arguably much better than Soul. They were at even worker counts before, but Clem, he's got himself up at third base. He's going to be just up on workers, and all of a sudden there's going to be a lot of roaches into the base of Soul. A turret is being built now, but it's a little bit too late. This is going to be painful for Soul.
Burrow move, burrow move.
Stimmed his Marines, but there we go. Roaches all of a sudden going to be popping up in all the bases. These two siege tanks try and unsiege, saying, uh-oh, Soul saves one of them, which is nice. But Clem also going to be moving in further with his own siege tanks, with his Marines, setting up into the main base of Soul, who is just trying to deal with the roaches in his base. And, oh, this is just a nightmare situation for Soul. And Harstem, he just simply doesn't have that much.
Yeah, Soul's all the way down to 38 SCVs all of a sudden. And the Burrow Roaches are hiding somehow, some way, sneaking around, popping up in random spots. Clem's attacking into Harstem's base at the same time and getting shoved away.
Even a Nidus at the back as well. That'll get cleaned up.
I think that might have been just a distraction to allow the Roaches to get away, though.
Either either way. Yeah, this is just
Yeah, this is really bad for Team South all of a sudden. The Laser's taking a 4th base, trying to, like, Harstem's going for a fleet beacon at this stage of the game, but feels a bit too late to go for carriers, though it would do pretty well against this Roach setup that Elazer's going for.
Yeah, carriers wouldn't be horrible. Oh, this is actually nice for Soul.
Wait. You know, wow, why did he fly in there? He knew there was an
trying
army.
to unload on top of the tank. Sometimes Terrans get a little bit too excited. This attack gets cleaned on up. There's roaches in the base of Harstem, though. An observer will help these be dealt with. Soul, he's got himself a decent tank count, a decent marine count. Definitely down on supply compared to Clem, who's almost maxed out. Really, everyone else is just scraping by, while Clem is just a machine with his vast economy, up to 4 bases. All his opponents really are all just struggling on 2. Now, he is getting caught. Having a bit of a tough go of it, but all of a sudden, Clem just rolls up with his swarm of Marines.
Defender's advantage kicks in. Clem sends an SCV to its death inadvertently. Harstem is attacking into a Laser's 3rd base, though.
Oh, the Phoenix. Wow, nothing to contest them. But they don't really have that much energy because they were busy lifting roaches and things.
How are there no spores, honestly, Elazer?
Soul needs to be a little bit concerned right now about the potential of an attack coming in. Just Clem just charging on in. There's a siege tank. There's some Marines. Going to be a nasty, nasty choke point for Clem to push in, but the tank gets focused down, and Soul's main base is all of a sudden compromised. Soul's going for an attack on a Laser, but he is not going to get anywhere near the amount of damage being inflicted upon himself.
All his production is going down. Yes, he's doing some serious damage to a Laser on the other side. Drones are running for their lives. There's nothing to handle all this bio. There are no banelings at all from a Laser. Man. But Soul taps out. Harstem.
No GG.
That's the best.
Soul has nothing left. Harstem has only Phoenix to try and stop all these Stim Marines. So while Harstem says no GG, I think his mind is going to be changed pretty darn quick.
Soul was not wrong.
No, there's even lurkers that Soul has no detection to deal with.
Oh gosh. There we go.
GG. There we go. No GG suddenly becomes GG.
What a transition from no GG to GG. Yeah, man. Clem MVP of that match. For sure. I mean, obviously, Laser did a lot of annoying things with those roaches, killing a bunch of work, putting the fear of Zerg into their opponents, but Clem just macroed his face off, got up a giant army, and he was the one to do the finishing killing blows on both of their enemies here. So, fantastic display by Clem, honestly. I've seen him do some good stuff, but it's looking really good today.
Yeah, Clem is always looking really good, but really just capitalizing on that map, jumping all over the place. And Soul and Clem, they were kind of in an equal spot, and then Clem just macroed, whereas Soul, I'm not really sure what he did. He just didn't focus as much on macro, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, he was getting Nidus like once every 34 seconds.
That's also very true. Clem was not getting Nidus all the time.
No. It's easier to turns out it's easier to macro if you're not getting Nidus.
It's amazing what happens to your quality of life when Niduses start showing up in your base.
Yeah. See also medevac drops.
Medevac drops, Niduses, really anything where it's not supposed to belong.
Phoenix balls. Phoenix clouds.
I will say all ready. And we'll make sure everyone's ready to proceed into the next match.
Laser needs a moment.
And that is exactly why we ask.
Oh,
strategy talk.
Oh, I like that. I like the sound of that.
He's gonna like 12 pool, isn't he?
Gonna be a Proxy Racks 12 pool.
Laser with the strategy talk call. Is this just mind games, or are they actually coming up with a plan?
That'd be funny if they're just like, go and get a drink. They're not planning anything.
They're not.
Come on, Elazer. Come on, Clem.
Okay. If this was like a Casper or something, we'd be like,
they would have shut it down.
5 minute break. If we were
Yeah.
like Casper.
Okay, we're good. So Laser and Clem are good. Harstem and Soul need to check out. Let's check in.
All right, they're ready. So here we go. Is Clem and the Laser gonna be able to take it? Or will Soul and Harstem force a game number 5? In this 2v2 adventure.
Dun. We're back on F-Fluorescence. F-Fluorescence. Man alive. That is hard.
It is. All right. In the bottom left-hand side of the map, the score is 2-1 for these guys. Clem and the Laser.
Then the other side, we've got ourselves Soul. And his partner in crime, Harstem.
No low ground wall off. If you and your partner in TV2 on this map are dedicated, you can wall this area off together. Get yourself both your natural, but then of course you're very spread thin. Both these guys just doing their own thing. And seeing as how Laser said strategy talk, I want to see something funny.
Are you not seeing the strategy talk?
No, nothing
Not yet.
definitive yet. Unless their strategy was Laser said, right, I'll build a hatchery and you build a barracks.
H.J. Palfa. Match no... Oh, are you talking about the... Yeah, it was a... Did we go 3-1?
3-1
Yeah, it was 3-1.
for Beastie Cutie and Max Pax taking down Euthermal and Goblin, believe it or not.
Yeah, bit of an upset. Really fun stuff, though. So much Protoss and Terran. Oh my
So
gosh.
many Phoenix.
So many
And
carriers
Falcon
and
is
doors and
permanently
tanks.
scarred from the lack of Zerg in those games.
Amazing.
Is this one of these fake cliff places that a Laser has picked? Because, like, the thing goes right through it. The line of sight blocker, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that counts as high ground.
Okay,
No, wait, hold on. We're on
that's-
this map? I think that one is, but the bigger ones aren't. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's what... I vetoed the map when I figured that out, because I was like, where am I supposed to put my overlords?
Bracket, that can be seen if you click the little drop down there in chat. Reaper comes in, sits on that watchtower. Laser taking that third base. Clem getting up his starport, just doing like the standard 1-1-1 thing.
Do we have a bracket for this?
Just on Liquipedia. HJ Alpha, I think one of those guys who updates the brackets. Anyone who contributes to Liquipedia pages are walking saints. Oh, look at this though. Hellions and Adepts. Gonna be trying to give a Laser a bit of a tough going. There we go. 2 Adepts show up to Hellions as well.
Drones running for their lives. Never a good thing.
Never a good thing. Not for the drones.
Oh, hold on.
That
Jeez,
was
they
a
came
big
back
shot.
in. That was
And the
real
Oracle
scary.
even coming on in.
Oh, yeah. Adept Oracle in here. Causing some problems for a Laser. Down to 18. 22 drones.
Ouch, ouch, ouch for the Zerg player.
So I can't post links into chat, but yeah, if it is to liquipedia.net/Starcraft2/Afreeca_world/52.
Well, it's linked up in the chat there.
Oh, you're right. It is up there. I always forget.
Although you should be able to post links in the
Links?
chat. I think I might have to make you a manager for that.
Okay, we'll do that
We'll
later.
look into that in some downtime.
Yes.
ElazerClem showing us a bit of a repeat of game number 1, making a lot of roaches. Siege tanks and Vikings are going to be coming on in to push into Sol and Harstem. However, these guys, as long as they hold this front position, they'll be laughing. There is even bunkers going up for Sol. There's siege tanks already in position. I don't know if this attack is going to work from Clem and Elazer.
Yeah, not looking nearly as strong as it did in game number 1 here.
No, Harstem even warping in Zealots to help out his teammates. Send those Immortals and Zealots to the front line to help out. If you're the Terran in those siege tanks right now, you're feeling a lot safer. Alright. ElazerClem. They want to go for this big attack. Alright, there's that big attack. They're going to try and break this position a little bit bad. Siege tanks getting shots off for Sol. The Phoenix of Harstem lifting Clem's tanks before they get set up, and this is going to be a hold.
Yeah, it's a hold. The tanks are gone, but there's enough Marine
GG.
and Immortal there. Wow, okay.
Tied series, map number 5.
Wow. Feels a little premature, but at the same time, the economies were definitely better for Harstem and Sol there. We look at the workers active. Yeah, Elazer was sitting on 20 drones. Like, that was not going to happen for them, probably.
No.
Nicely done. Fantastic hold. The tanks died, but not before it was too late. GG says all going to die. So we're going to move into our game 5 here of this best of 5-2 matchup between Clem and Elazer versus Harstem and Sol. Let's see what map we end up on
I
this
believe the
one.
last map is the hard to pronounce one. Rascallion.
Ah, yes, Rascallion. Yeah, Rapscallion. Basically pronounced the same way.
Okay. Yeah, good detection by Sol and Harstem to be like, oh, they're going for the same thing.
Yeah, and then preparing perfectly for it. Just beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So we will get everyone on into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Match point in the series, which is always exciting.
Always exciting. Loving that. Looks like we've got Sol ready to go. And yeah, the best way that you guys can help promote this event and get make sure these keep happening and make sure people are aware of them is just tweeting it out and posting on Facebook and doing social media stuff. If you follow us on Twitter, you can retweet it, which is a little bit easier than composing your own tweet, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you should follow Falcon and I on Twitter, because we tweet out these events all the time. We tweet them out like usually a week or so ahead of time. Okay, everyone is ready. So away we go.
Is it Roscallion or Roscallion? Kind of
I
split.
guess it's one of those things that doesn't matter too much. Rascallion?
Probably.
Scallion?
Gonna do,
Yeah, I think it's fully like a thing that would be pronounced different depending on where you're from.
Yeah.
Like a ro or ra. It's like the Z or Z kind of thing. All right.
Kind of split the difference.
Here we are in the bottom right hand side of the map. It is Elazer and Clem.
And on the top left of Roscallion, we've got Soul. And then we have his teammate, Harstem, who's throwing out the good luck guys. Elazer also has a response for him.
Everyone with the GLHF so far but Soul.
Soul is still feeling salty about that game one, I guess. Suppose.
Does he do it?
It's not looking good.
Oh no, Soul. Okay. Some people do GLHF like ridiculously late into the game though.
It's true.
You press the F10E to try and remember if you did or not. Now this map, I have never seen it before. It looks pretty standard 2v2 though. Big ramp up into the naturals. I would not want to be whoever has to take this base due to the sheer factor of siege tanks.
Yeah, any base where you can get smashed by siege tanks from low ground to high ground is not where you want to be.
I see Cranky Heroes doing some of those Matrarino quests, which is literally a way to add free dollars to the prize pool.
Yeah, there is free money you can still do. Forgot about those.
No, they're actually pretty darn amazing.
All you gotta do is follow a Twitter account, maybe give us a subscribe to a YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's a really cool incentives program. Twilight Council on the way for Hearthstone. He's gone Stargate pretty much every single game, hasn't he?
I think so. I think you're right.
You think he's gonna go for the Dank Templar or something like that? I think this is DTs. Smells like DTs.
Hey man, it's game 5. Let's get
You
the
gotta
DC
do
rush.
the DTs.
Absolutely.
Do 'em dirty, Hearthstone.
It's tradition.
Oh, there we go. That a guy.
Yay! Let's get Blink now. As long as we're going down this road.
The DT Blink. Oh,
Go
man.
Shadow Stride. Yeah.
Blink DTs are so fun. When you just make like 12 of them, you blink in, you kill a planetary or something,
Yep.
and then you just run away or blink out. This costs an absurd amount of money, but it's a good time. The depth, she's having a tough go of it. However, Soul Zone Hellions come in to greet the ones of Clem. Of course, Harstem and Soul want to try and defend their base as well as possible to try and deny scouting. Elazer must have Spidey senses as well because he's going for Oracle, standard Zerg stuff though. Just make sure you don't, or going for Spores, just usually as a response to Oracles, but it also covers you from DPs. Clem though, not going to be as covered.
Warp Prism shenanigans. Heading on down. He knows it's safe down here because he's holding this watchtower, which is always a good idea. There we go. There's your warping of DTs.
Oh, and so he sends
Where's that one
of them
going?
running. I guess it's
Okay.
gonna test the front.
Yeah, it's going to hit the front door. Maybe put all the attention up there while these shenanigans is happening up here. Do we have the
problem
spores?
is there is the spores though.
Man, that queen though. Oh, Queen is alive.
These drones are also having themselves a bad time. The DTs, these DTs are gonna die though. Oh no, they actually get the spore. Oh my god.
And the Queen. And some Zerglings. And wow, very bravely going after the spawning pool. That's not gonna work.
Looks like Clem's Natural's been evacuated for another DT reason. More DTs warping in at the natural base of the laser. Very, very bold play from Harstem.
Loving it. Loving DT shenanigans. Bring it.
Okay, you gotta be careful, Harstem. Keeps that prism alive.
I mean, the Laser's economy is okay. He's got more workers than anybody else. He lost a queen, which is bad, but he didn't lose a second queen, which would have been worse. So I don't know. It's annoying, but hasn't really caused many problems.
Yeah, Laser's a very, very good Zerg player.
Yeah, his macro, at the very least, is through the roof.
Yeah, Clem might not have had a scan when that Spore Crawler went down. Cranky Hero. As he might have used one at its natural, I didn't quite catch that. Clem is going to be dropping Harstem now, though, saying, right, you didn't actually, or you committed to those DTs, so you might not have enough to defend versus a drop like this. Harstem, though, is pulling all of his units into position. Sol also has a Viking to help out. A Siege Tank and many units at the natural as well. So far, good defense from Sol and Harstem. Working well together.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous, but nicely done.
There's more
Sol's
DTs
third base is
warping
about to
in
complete
make
again. The Laser's loving his roaches today. Infestation Pit and a Hydralisk down on the way too. But definitely trying to make things happen with roaches. I think he's made them in every game so far.
Yeah, they're not bad in 2v2. They're pretty well rounded.
They are.
And the Laser has always liked his roaches, to be fair. Or his Hydras. These charge lots for Harstem going to have themselves a bad time, but Sol comes on in to try and save the day. Help these boys out. Looks like Harstem and Sol are actually just going to attack on up this ramp. That's a little bit bold, but with the Archons and Zealots to buffer, Sol's Marines can deal a lot of damage behind this, so the tank gets cleaned out.
Yeah, the Immortal was really big there too, helping to get rid of that tank fast.
These players are going to have to be very, very aware of the positioning of their opponents, because being out of position once on a map like this, you can easily just have a drop in the game or something like that.
Woo! Medevac escapes by the skin of its teeth there. Going for that burrow move again. We've got a Templar Archives in production. And everyone is kind of playing defensively at this stage. Kind of hanging out on their side of the map. Pushing towards the middle a little bit, but nobody looks that aggressive. Tank lines are problematic. And the Laser's double expanding right now up to the north. Holy
I dig
smokes. Yeah, I support it wholeheartedly. Lurker Den about done here too. And again, not hugely a fan of lurkers at this stage.
No, I mean, lurkers aren't bad, but they're not amazing. I guess the Laser just likes the unit. They're definitely not bad versus Protoss. However, against just like a Terran with Stim Marines and tanks, the lurkers are tight pressed to respond appropriately to drops or attacks and things like that. Burrowed Roaches, on the other hand, gonna be moving across the map, and oh, are Clem and a Laser gonna go for a Burrowed Roach drop in the main base? Double whammy. Scan goes down for Clem. He is gonna commit to this. Harstem's warping and Zealots to help out. Sol sensed his attack was coming to try and help out, but it looks like this drop is gonna get off as a matter of fact, and all of a sudden Harstem has a big army in his base he's got to try and deal with. There's Roaches at the natural of Sol, Roaches heading towards the other bases of these players, so seems like a pretty strong move from Clem and a Laser.
Yeah, that's pretty doom droppy out of Clem, doing some serious work, and I don't know how hard we're going to recover from this.
No,
That is a lot of dead stuff in Harstem's main base. The Roaches are unopposed still down there in Soul's base. And the Zealots are trying to make stuff happen, but the Immortals are pretty much alone. Nice storm. Beautiful storm dodge, though.
Yeah, and just so much damage was done to the economy of both Soul and Harstem. Harstem's production has been heavily stifled, and while Clem himself isn't on that high of supply, Elazer has just been macroing up like a machine. He's on 200 supply, and he's just still giving Soul grief with these Roaches, which simply aren't dying to these Marines. And the scan wears out. More Roaches heading towards that third base. More dead SCVs, meanwhile another big attack move, or a big attack move on it. Soul does have the tanks to repel that, though.
Oh, the Burrow Roach are so annoying. They're amazing.
Clem dropping on top of the tanks of Soul, actually eliminating essentially all of them. Then the Lurkers move forward here for a laser. The Hydras and Ravagers are taking a bit of a beating, but Elazer knows he's got the numbers. His Soul's just been tied up for so long by the Roaches in his main base, so Harstem...
Yeah, the Lurkers are all dead there. That's a really nice response.
Yeah.
Unsupported Lurkers are not that great.
There's more than I expected for Soul and Harstem at this point. The Psystorm really helping out.
Yeah, it is a great equalizer, for sure.
They are staying alive in this game. And as a matter of fact, they're going to be pushing on in. Soul actually just stims the Madman. Psystorm definitely helps him out, though. The Marines and Psystorm combo. Taking on Hydra Lurker and other bio.
Zealot's having a field day up in this drone line. Yeah, this is pretty intense game 5 here. Elaser's maxed out, but everybody else is sitting around 120 supply.
Yeah, Elazer is maxed out, but
Lurkers, which, sure.
I'm honestly amazed that Soul and Harstem are able to stay alive in this game. I know they're not in a perfect spot, but I honestly thought they were just going to die to this. Burrowed Roaches, maybe looking for a hit at this planetary fortress. Laser also moving in with the Lurkers and the Hydras. This is definitely an army that Soul and Harstem want to try and engage together if they can.
This is an army that Storm is going to be really good against.
Yes. These Roaches get caught. That's a nice move, however. They're pretty darn cheap, so Laser can afford to lose those. And this has bought him the position to step forward with his Lurkers, with his Hydras, with the Vipers to support. And all of a sudden, there's also a drop in the main base of Harstem. Harstem was prepared for this drop, but then he got pulled away by these Lurkers. So now he's taking a hit here, too.
God, I hate it when that happens. He's going to lose his main. Maybe. No, saves it. Chargelot's coming in, save the day. Elazer just kind of sharking around that bottom side, coming on in to Soul's expansion.
Soul getting on top of the Lurkers before they burrow, but the blinding cloud, the Lurkers just eviscerate those Marines.
Beautiful blinding cloud tossed down too.
Oh, that was just disgusting what happened to
Soul Bio. To abduct High Templar into their own storms, that's a sick play.
Yeah, they're going to try and push this away. The Psystorm for Harstem is worth its weight in gold, but this is still just a losing battle here. As a drop going down at Harstem's natural. A laser going ja in chat.
The bad manner. Harstem has some thoughts.
Oh, what a game. What a match. What was it? Even in 2 versus 2, Soul says, as he taps on out. And we have our victors.
Yeah, it's